Trigger warning, I talk about needles and doctor stuff, some blood mentioned, but nothing real is shown, just some stupid drawings. Love, Scrump. Me.
Hey guys. Hi, I'm Scrump. If you don't know. I have the worst setup I think imaginable. I'm actually recording this on my phone, because my microphone, it kind of sucks. So I'm just holding my phone up close to my face, so that's why this sounds like garbage. And so you're probably like, oh my god, where's Scrump been? Where's that darn Scrump been? I really wish you would tell me, like, the story of her life. I can do just that. I can do that. Okay, let me provide that. Storytelling's not usually my way on this app and on my channel, but let's just get right into it. As you can see from the screen, I have anemia. It's not a joke. I don't know why people would joke about that. In all seriousness, that's why my content has not been very, consistent, because I've really been dealing with this for a while. I'm gonna go into the tangent of how I found out, because I just want it to be like a story. So basically, as you can see by the depicted picture, I was tired all the time. I was very fatigued, I felt sick all the time, I couldn't do basic exercise or chores, and you know, I struggled to get out of bed. It's a whole thing. I had really bad brain fog. I'm a girl, if you guys didn't know, and I'm only specifying that because a lot of you guys think that I'm not a girl, but I am. So I get my period, and I also have really bad scoliosis, which means that my spine, it kind of just looks like that, and I walk around like this every day. No, in all seriousness, that is my spine. I'm getting off track. So anyway, I thought I was so tired and fatigued all the time because A, my period, or B, my spine, or C, or or C, I was being really lazy. So then I have been afraid of needles my whole life. Hold on, let me draw me afraid of needles. Alright, this is supposed to be the vial for blood work. So this is me being afraid of needles my whole life. I had a really bad accident where I had a rabbit named my sister tore her ACL, and then she got a rabbit because of it, and so it became our family rabbit for a while, and the rabbit ran into my room. But at the time I had a box where it was actually a pretty large box, where it was probably the worst designed thing anybody could have ever engineered. It was for the purpose of sewing, but the entire box was like a plush. I'm not playing this music when I'm explaining this. The entire box was like plush that you can stick the needles in. So, of course, I stuck a bunch of needles in the outside of the box. Long story short, the rabbit ran into my room, I chased after it, and I kicked the box so hard that, trigger warning, the needle went into my foot, and my dad needed pliers to remove it. And then ever since that day, I vowed to hate needles for the rest of my life. And plus, getting your blood work done is just very scary. I finally got myself to my physician, and she wrote me the script to go to Quest. So that's what I did. I went on a quest to Quest, pretty much. So basically when I went, I got there, I took my attendance, I signed in, sat down, and then I left. I left because I actually went to go sit in my car to cry for upwards of like 40 minutes. And then finally, I told myself, I just sat myself down, even more than I was already sitting, and I said, it's either I get it done now, or I let it hang over my head until I go back. So I decided to get up, but it wasn't me who got up. I don't know what was happening. It was like a different force stood me up and brought me back into the quest, walked me back into the quest. At that point, like, my brain was not on. I was not there. Like, this was another person who made me stand up and go back in. So, as you can see by the picture depicted here, I got in, and, I sat back down. There was, like, the quest was packed when I first walked in. I went back in, and there was nobody there anymore. So the woman came out and she was like, Samantha? I was like, hi, yeah, I'm here. She was like, I called you like 4 times. And I was like, I'm sorry, I went to my car to cry. She was like, how old are you? And I was like, I'm 21. 22 now, but I was 21. And she was like, oh, you're an adult. Oh, easy. This is good. This is gonna be easy. She basically, no, she was very nice though. Like, I was shaking. Very, you know, I was unknowingly very, very anemic at the time. So, it was like, this is so simple, you idiot. Why are you crying? You're 40 minutes late. Anyway, she gave me the thing. She administered the shot. The, whatever, IV, I guess. It didn't even hurt. You know, I hear horror stories all the time about blood work. Like, oh,
I faint. I vomited and diarrheaed myself. I freaking died and they resuscitated me.
I hear all these things about freaking blood work. And so I'm like, dude, I don't want that to happen to me. But it didn't happen. I like, with how stressed out I was, like, that didn't happen to me. So here's from somebody who doesn't get their blood work done to somebody who might need to. Go get it done. It's very important. Even if you cry, it's your body at the end of the day. If you cry at an appointment, oh well. Because heads up, I cry a lot at these things, okay? So, you know how people are like, oh, if you go to the doctor and you get your stuff done, whatever, they're like, oh, no news is good news. Oh, no news, if they don't call back, that's great. That's great news. She called back 2 days after. 2 days after. At the appointment, she was like, yeah, it might take a week or 2 to get the results back from Quest. 2 days. 2 days pass. And she's like, hello, is this Samantha? Yes, hi. Like,
Hi, yeah, you need to go see a hematologist, like, as soon as possible. Love you.
so I'm like, yeah, what's a hematologist? And she's like,
Oh, it's just the blood doctor. Doctor that specializes in blood.
I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. I have something wrong with my blood? Your blood... I can't even begin to tell you my absolute horror at the moment that I found out that there was something very wrong with my blood, and that nobody could tell me until I saw the doctor. I'm freaking out, calling my mom. My mom's like, relax, okay? She doesn't undermine my feelings. It's just, she's just trying to help me calm down, okay, guys? Yeah, I call my mom, and I'm not allowed to Google things, really, because, well, really nobody in my family is, because I'm a really bad hypochondriac, where if I read it, then I will start feeling it. So my mom Googles it, and, you know, it's looking towards iron deficiency, so we're like, okay, that calms me down a little bit, because, you know, that's fixable, but he sits me down, and I'm like, here's the results from my blood test. What's up? I'm thinking, like, worst thing is that he's gonna put me on a pill or something, which I hate taking pills, but, you know, I would have managed. And he was like, oh, I was diagnosed with marked iron deficiency. And I was told not to look it up because it would really scare me at the time. He told me I had marked iron deficiency. He was like, anemia, no good. Anemia, very, very bad. I should draw the doctor. Hold on. Okay. So, this is basically how the room is. My mom was home, so she was able to come with me to this scary appointment. The doctor tells me this is very easy solution. You know, very, very bad anemia. Also for all you scientists out there, here's how we found out. In my blood test, also, if you have this, please don't look at this video and be like,
Oh my god, so I have that.
okay, because I have that issue. Even if your numbers are the same exact thing, you need to go, I don't know, I'm not a doctor, you need to go see a doctor to get your answers. Anyway, the doctor says, very easy solution. We're just gonna give you another blood test. At that point, my heart rate is through the roof, but it gets worse. Followed by 6 iron infusions. So I'm like, infusions? Like a needle? Like a needle. Immediately I started bawling. Okay, not like bawling, but like I started crying, okay? I have a horrendous fear of needles. My mom's like, she doesn't like needles. 6 iron infusions. So basically what I needed, over the next 6 weeks, I would have to go back to the office. I could have chose the office or the hospital, but I chose the office. It just, why would I go to the hospital when I could be in a nice office? To get infusion through an IV, which is something I've never had before, and I'm already horrendous with needles, that the thought of an IV messed me up. With 4 B12 shots. So I needed an injection and an infusion for the first month, and then for the next month it was just weekly infusions. So basically I spent all the time coming up to the appointment stressing out, crying, what have you. The baseline like amount of ferritin that like your body needs to survive is between 16 to 154. That's at least what it said on my blood test. My level was at 2. So, I finally make it to my first appointment. Of course I cried, but you know, there I met my nurse, who is a very, very nice woman, and I told her every single time that I sat down in that chair that she made that experience for me so much better. It's her with the saline pushing it through before I get the iron infusion. And I definitely noticed a huge difference now that I'm done with my treatment. It was really bad, and I could tell my body, I felt sick all the time. And after the treatments, I feel so much better. You know, I don't feel as sick anymore. I used to get really nauseous, like, very often. I just all around feel better. For these infusions, you have to drink a lot of water, and it's made me really keep track of how much water I've been drinking. I bought a cup from Five Below, and have been drinking water out of that every day, and I like my pee to be clear before I go, because the more hydrated you are, the better the IV insertion goes. And also, being afraid of needles, by the way, I'm just going to talk about it. This has made me a lot less afraid of needles. It's really kind of just numbed me to them at this point. I still get like very amped up beforehand, and I still get very scared and anxious, you know, and your adrenaline's going, and you know, you're like, oh my god, it's gonna hurt, it's gonna hurt, it's gonna hurt. And like, I had 7 weeks of needles, and still I don't think it really hurt that bad, really, at all. It's always an over-exaggeration in your head than what it actually feels like in real life, and you can trust me on that. Coming from somebody who avoided needles for the longest time, now I had to get a lot of them. So on week 3 also, she couldn't find the vein in my arm, and so she tried poking me twice in my arm, and then she tried putting it in my hand, and then my vein blew in my hand. But other than that, it would have only been 6 weeks if that week didn't fail. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then 3 on the day that it didn't work, so 12, 13, 14, 15, and then my last blood test, which I still haven't gotten yet, will be 16. So I will have had 16 needles, all in 1 year, when I usually had 0. Here's my vein blowing in my hand. Alright, so that's the vein blowing in my hand. That's not what happened at all. Actually, when a vein blows, it kind of just, like, I'm not a doctor, okay? It just didn't work. But my vein still works perfectly fine, and there was no bleeding. I did need a band-aid on my hand, though, for a little while. Okay, so now, today, actually, was my last infusion. So, thank you. Thank you. I got a piece of carrot cake that I'm gonna eat. Today, my bandage was magenta. So, I'm gonna draw it like that. It was kind of just like, you know how they bandage you up after an IV? It was like that. So, this could be my last one, but I'm gonna wait just about a week, maybe a little bit over, because the doctor only works certain days. But he's gonna write me a script for a new blood test, and then if that blood test comes back fine, we will be completely done with iron infusions. And then I probably just had to keep up with it on a supplement sort of basis. Or, here's the thing, if it's not done, all I need is monthly maintenance, which just means that I would be going in once a month, which is way better than once a week. Because I would, you know, every Tuesday at 3 o'clock, I would be at my anxiety peak, and then it would all release after the treatment, and then it would slowly build back up again until the next Tuesday. And after she took out the needle today, my entire body relaxed. I was like, it's finally done. Oh my god. But yeah, that's where I've been the past couple of time. That's really why my content has not been awesome, really. It's been kind of slow. I really hope that you guys understand, and I'm sorry it's not as consistent. I'm not actually sorry because, you know, I'm a human and things like this happen. But I also just want to say, anybody out there who's also struggling with anemia and might have to go through what I went through, infusions, but you can do anything that you put your mind to. No, but for real, like, these things, if you need to go through any kind of treatment, these things are really unpredictable. You know, if you guys have any treatments, surgery, anything coming up, I want this to be, you know, something that you can look at and feel okay. It's very important to take care of your body, and I am really realizing that. Anyway, just take care of yourself, okay, please? Even if you're afraid to do something, afraid to go to the doctor, because, you know, I'm still afraid, but not as much from this experience, and I want you guys to feel your best so that you can keep watching my videos. No, but really, I just want you guys to feel good. Having a couple of IVs is better than my organs failing, so that's a plus. Anyways, yeah, so I'm packed full of iron now, so please don't hold a magnet too close to me, because I will probably stick to it. And I also have a t-shirt too for pre-order, so get it before the time runs out, because after November 12th, it will never be sold anywhere ever again. So I highly suggest that you get it. And if you're on my Instagram, then you can vote for the t-shirts that I put out, because you can vote for the t-shirt and I make a vote. And you guys really liked this one on my Instagram, so just follow me there, and follow me on TikTok and Instagram, and subscribe, please. And yeah, I think, oh my god, has it really been 41 minutes? Are you serious? This is a 41 minute. Alright.